Hello. Hello there. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Hello to Hunter. We got Alon, we got Rascal, Never Lucky, Zenith, Michael, Nicholas. How's it going, boy? We got Arbani. 100 times 100. I don't know. I'm not so good at math, but it's got to mean something nice. We got Saf. How's it going, dude? I miss the old gal who played Chad decks like Crusadia Scarecrow. I miss that guy too. Yo, Hugo. How's it going, Soaring Gods? How's it going, fellow Despians? Hero Gaming. We got Lucas, Jacob, Manuel, Nivska. Nivska's in the chat, guys. How's it going? Guys, if you haven't checked out Nivska's channel, it's in German. Don't even bother. No, I'm kidding. Definitely check him out. Just click his name and go to his channel. Stop the cap. It's on the way, dude. Let me... Yeah, Nivska should definitely be a mod here, right? Nivska, you gotta be a mod. Hello, Jared, Remy. So, Osiris, how's it going? Why is my chat all green though? Why is it always one color? I don't understand. Like every stream, it will just randomly generate a color, and that's the color it's going to be for the rest of the stream. And I don't like that. I don't like that. We'll keep it like that for now, but we'll see. I don't really like that. Kind of kills my vibe a little bit. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear my music okay? Good. What program am I'm using? Streamlabs for streaming, though. Only for streaming. And usually it's like every user is a different color. But I use like the built-in plugin for Stream Elements. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, let's start off by giving a thumbs up to the stream, guys. First of all, like the stream so more people can find out And the reason why we want more people to find out is because we're like this much away from 10K. And I did make a promise for 10K. So, funny story about this deck, this booster box. I bought it. I started when I got back into the game. I decided to collect sealed boxes because, I don't know, I really like sealed stuff. And I'm going to hide the chat because, I don't know. No, it's fine. I decided to collect some sealed stuff because I really like the feeling of having like a nice box and like, especially like the Game Boy games and stuff like that, and like structure decks. And this was the first one that I bought. This was the first one that I bought, and I didn't even play Branded then. In fact, Branded didn't even exist when I bought this box. I was playing Striker probably. So now, it felt good that this is the original Albaz set where the lore started and I already have this box. So I really wanted to like, okay, I'm gonna open this at 10K. So hopefully we can get that today. Spread the word, guys. Send the stream to a friend. Tell them to subscribe. If everybody in the chat right now gets one friend to subscribe, we are at 10K. Simple as that. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Yo, I asked you in the comment. Glad I caught up to stream, but are you planning to play Master Duel? I am, because in 10 days from now, Bestials are coming out on Master Duel. Hopefully, Cartesia too. Maybe even Grand Guignol. That's gonna be a celebration. Then we gotta play Branded. That's like the best Branded. Too bad we don't have Dragoon, to be honest. Dragoon was really carrying for a little while in Branded. We're on the way to 10K. Hopefully we can get there today, so we can open the box. So if we get there, we open live on stream a first edition sealed Rise of the Duelist box, the first ever set that the Albaz lore was released in. It has a secret rare Fallen of Albaz, a secret rare Nadir Servant, an ultra rare or a secret. I think it's an ultra rare Dogmatic Ecclesia, but it's a Starlight too. And there's also like insane cards here, like Starlight DD Crow, Triple Tactic Talent, also as a starter, as a Starlight and a secret. Michael or Mikiel, thank you for subscribing. It has a lot of sick cards in this. Forbidden Droplet, this was a really good set. Titaniclad, Maximus, Fleur de Lis, everything. Like, you know, the whole, like the OG gang. If you guys watched the Albaz lore movie, and if so, what did you think about it? I was super excited. It was like well received. I was kind of scared for it to not do well because I worked my ass off. A lot of friends in chat here helped me. A bunch of the mod squad definitely helped me with the video. Just like watching it, seeing if it makes sense, if it's fun to watch, and it was really fun to make. And I'm really happy like I got the chance to like learn everything myself, work on my editing skills, and I'm pretty proud of how it came out. These shows are coming next week to Master Duel. Yeah, I know. That's what I said, right? In 10 days, something like that. Yeah, Konami needs to. Okay, Konami. I know you're watching. No, they're not watching. But if you are watching this, if you want to make a buttload of money, and I know this is what you like usually, then pick up the phone, and get an anime studio on the line, and make the Albaz lore into an anime. Like, Vrains is nice, but I mean, come on. We all know that we don't want that, right? So yeah, if you are tuned into the stream, welcome. We are 55 people away from 10,000 subscribers for the very first time. So if you're here, drop a sub. You'll get a reward at the end. Like once we hit 10,000, we stop everything. We open this box, and somebody told me it has a Starlight Triple Tactic Talent. Maybe even a secret rare Albaz. Could be nice. which is kind of like better looking than the ultimate rare one, right? So yeah, thumbs up on the screen of the stream, really important. Spread the word. And yeah, we got a busy schedule today, but I think we're gonna be a little bit longer today than usual because, you know, we're so close to 10K, so we might as well keep the train going. What do you think about playing the Longivan Synchro in Despia? He's basically a Despia. I don't think he's not a Despia. I mean, he's kind of a Despia now that you think about it. He's a Despia collaborator, but he's definitely not a Despia. It's a fire monster, guys. We don't deal with fire monsters. We only deal in lights and darks. Okay? And water. We also deal with water. But, yeah. Louise, thank you so much for subscribing. Shout out. Thank you. I think the Ultra looks better than Secret. I don't know about that. Let's not jump to conclusions. Okay? Let's keep it civilized in the chat, right? There's no better rarity than Secret Rare. So some of the things that we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna have some fun. And we have a special guest today. I didn't announce it at the title because it wasn't final until I basically came online. We are hosting a special guest today, and that special guest is Matt Oros. And if you don't know that name, you probably should, because he is the Hungarian national champion who won with Branded. So he's going to be coming on. We're going to be talking about Branded a bit, maybe look at his list, shoot the shit. It's going to be really fun. And we're going to pick his brain a little bit about the next format. And speaking of the next format, we're going to be also discussing Branded for the next format. I've been testing a few days now. You can expect a lot of gameplay videos for the rest of the week. I think I got 3 against like Labyrinth, Super Heavy Sprite, and Kashira. 3 games that will help you learn. I'm also working on a few other videos in parallel. So the new Banlist was like a lot of content, and we're pushing for 10K, so I wanted to like make a lot of videos for that. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. So we're gonna have a national champion. Possibly we're gonna be opening a vintage box of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is gonna be fun. And then what else are we gonna do today? We're gonna go over a little bit of Banlist talk. I know you probably heard a lot about the Banlist already, but I haven't been able to like address it on stream. It's been like 4 days, I think. We're still like recuperating what it actually means to lose Branded Expulsion, right? We finally took a hit. Branded, there's finally a Branded card 2 years plus after Fallen Valbas came out. The first Branded card finally hits the ban list, and it is Branded Expulsion. I think it's a good ban. It's a very good card, to be honest. So we're going to be going over the ban list. Start theorizing the deck. We're going to be starting to theorize the Branded deck list for the next format. We're going to take a lot of things into consideration. I also posted a couple hours ago my meta tier list for the format. So we're going to be looking at that and kind of compare that to what we're building in the deck and decide like what's right. What's the right thing to do. Super Heavy Sprite, yeah. Super Heavy Sprite. One more thing that I wanted to show you guys before we kick this off. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? What made you drop Kit in the latest build? Well, Kit is back. Let's just say Kit is back. Okay, she's back. I like your idea of Ghost Bell for Bestials and random cards that it can stop. Yeah, we're also going to talk about Gimmick Puppet because I had a very interesting poll on Twitter. If you're not following me there, please do. We just hit 2,000 there, by the way, so we're growing. And honestly, like if you're on Twitter already and you're not following me, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I think my tweets are fire. Let's see here. let's open the Banlist post, the Twitter post. Unbelievable. I gotta say, first of all, that dropping a ban list mid-tournament is probably one of the most disrespectful things that I've ever seen. Some people weren't really agreeing on, like, you know, why is it such a disrespectful thing to do? I think if I was in a tournament, especially like a YCS, there were nationals and YCSs that weekend. It was like UK and Philly. I don't know where my mental would be after, like, you know, mid-round. First of all, the venue, like the noise and the commotion, and like everybody's like, oh my god, there's a balance, look at this, look at this. That's already taking you out of the zone a little bit. But then to like keep playing, like if you're a good player, it won't bother you that much. It doesn't matter if you're playing a deck that has banned cards in it, because it's not like, you know, we're playing a certain format. But I think it was really screwed up because, like, could they have not done it like a little bit later, like later during that day, or like 2 days after, like Monday? What's the urgency? You're already, like, you know, there's no date. You don't owe us anything. Why drop it? Is there a strategic reason? So the person who's responsible on dropping the list, or like publicizing the list, he was talking to his team, he or she, they were talking to the team and like, okay, when do we announce it on Twitter and when do we update the website? And somebody in the room was like, Saturday afternoon. Jeremy, right? I mean, what the hell kind of thinking is that? Like, you can't wait to a Monday? We're always crying about like no ban list. Now I'm saying, oh, why, when you're dropping a ban list, why are you dropping it so early? Come on, guys, come on. The list is effective on June 5th, but like the announcement has impact to it on players. So why do that in the middle of a tournament? Hello, Poncho. The Hungarian branded god. Yeah, we have a lot of branded gods in the house. I don't know. The scheduling on this seemed a bit weird. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I thought it was absolutely like unreal, to be honest. Yeah, he was like, okay, save. I'm gonna save this post, schedule it, but he was like, no, just post it. Just post it, just drop it. Let's see if I can open Konami's US website. Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Is there like a place? Can somebody link me on Discord the place where you see the new design of the ban list? Not the European one with like all the colors and the big list, just like the changes. Somebody can send me over that on Twitter, on Discord. That'll be really helpful while I try to find it. Cards. There's no like there's Stardust Dragon. What is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden and limited list. Yeah, I'm always getting the European website, I think. It's like the big list. I want the smaller one. Okay, I'll use the post. It doesn't really matter at this point. Where is it? Yu-Gi-Oh! Card EU. Oh, you sent it? Thank you. Let me just open Discord. Yeah, maybe it's his own thing. I don't know. Right. So you've already seen it. I kind of want to go over it really like in summary. Thank you, Eldorado. Thank you so much. We're going to start off with just reacting to this, basically. I think that let's talk first about Cyberstein. Cyberstein is one of those cards, I think, similar to similar to Snow. And honestly, I'm saying that ahead of time. Danglong is probably going to be the same. I think that basically made a U-turn once they left the ban list. It was only a matter of time because Cyberstein, like Jesse Cotton was playing Cyberstein in tier limits to summon like Exterio when Elf was legal. Like you mill it, sure. I'll just get another Exterio besides my entire board. Cyberstein definitely deserved to go. I think it's a card that the life point cost isn't really a thing. Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. I think people mostly were surprised by Scarecrow. I think that so Super Heavy Samurai, there's two ways of looking at Super Heavy Samurai. One is Super Heavy Samurai, the deck. Then there's Super Heavy Samurai, the engine. So Wakashi, Bike, Benkei, yada, 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 right? The engine is still viable. I think it's still going to see play to some extent in some decks. Probably not the pure version, because the pure version is no longer really a one-card combo anymore. So you can't special Bike, normal Soul Piercer, and sack it for Link 1 and then, play and bring it back. It's a good hit, I think. I think it's like the best hit that they could have hit Super Heavy Samurai. But this and also other stuff on the list, I think Cyberstein is like that as well, but other stuff as well, and we're going to talk about it. It's a change of approach on Konami's side of what does banning cards or like what the Forbidden Limited list is for. So up until now, we mostly had like limited cards. And then we had semi-limited cards, which is cards that were at 1, but then went to 2 before they go to 3. And we had banned cards. Now we're seeing Konami on this list. They took a big break from doing that. We're seeing them, 1, preemptively hitting cards. So Cyberstein, Scarecrow, Pearly Delicious Memory. Those are all like very early hits and even to some extent preemptive early hits. Like Cyberstein, I think is half preemptive, half it's just a broken card. Scarecrow and Delicious Memory, like they got like 2 events and they're done, right? They had a part of the national season and they had like 1 YCS and it's done. So we're seeing and then we're gonna get to that in the semi-limited cards where they do consistency hits like the OCG does, which hasn't been like that in a while for semi-limited cards. Yeah, Scarecrow was a very good card. Diablos is the Mind Hacker. Thankfully, we don't have to build our decks differently anymore. We just don't have to build our decks differently. I think that one reason Mystic Mine was so bad for Yu-Gi-Oh! Was that it was a card that made you build your deck very, very differently, or like focus some aspect of your deck dedicated to Mystic Mine, and it was unhealthy for deck building in general. So I think this is why, obviously it's a very strong card, it's very degenerative, blah, blah, blah. Diablosis does the same. But overall, like once it gets to a point where people start building their decks differently because of a card, means you gotta go. Means you gotta go back to the binder, my friend. Next Banlist Brand Fusion to 1? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it impacts the deck that much, to be honest. It could be Albion getting banned, actually, but we'll see how this format evolves. Branded is basically untouched and at full power at the moment. And I think Branded Fusion to 1, I'm not sure. We'll see. If Branded is the best deck in this format, maybe Branded Fusion needs to go to 1, but I don't really see that happening at the moment. And honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's just another challenge. It doesn't kill the deck by any means, so it's fine. Lastly, a pointer. It's a trap version of... It's a better Trap Dust Shoot, and Trap Dust Shoot is banned. So it's got to go. It's funny because a pointer, even the limit kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like extremely like a staple. It was okay if you had like one slot, but now it's like just like gone. Fine. Brand Expulsion, the main focus I think on Brand Expulsion is the fact that it can summon from like it can summon banished monsters, which is insane. I think it's very strong. It's much harder to interact with, and if you manage to get the right setup and banish your Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, it's over. There's no way to interact with it. This is why it's such a problem. But on the other hand, you can call me biased because I'm obviously a branded player, right? But it's such a joke of a hit. Like currently branded in the Photon Hypernova, in the Cyberstorm Axis format, it's been the strongest it's ever been. It's the best that the deck has ever been. It's a very, very good deck. And we're seeing it in Nationals, that it's already taken 3 Nationals, which is nice, right? Nice for a deck that everybody says like loses to one Ash Blossom. So Brand Expulsion is a funny hit because of all the things that you can hit from it. They hit the card that kind of generates like an unfair, you know, why is Ibly not banned if it's being played in the best deck? Why like a tier 2 deck or a tier 1.5 deck, like not the best deck in branded, getting a card banned? Like, isn't Runic Tip better than Branded Expulsion? Isn't Runic Tip more bannable? Isn't Access Code Talker more bannable than Branded Expulsion? I'm not like trying to say it's not a reasonable ban, because it is. It makes sense, but it's such a weird take. Maybe they kind of listened in this ban list. Maybe they listened to players, because Diablosis is listening to players, right? So Expulsion is also listening to players. I don't know. I think it's funny overall. Blaster, I don't care about that. Mathemax Circular, honestly, good riddance. I think Access Code needs to be banned anyway, but Circular is a good start. I think they won't hit Access Code because it's they like giving, you know, either rogue players or they like giving people access to OTKs, like very strong cards. Access Code, you might not think that it's such a good card. Yeah, you can imperm it on Resolution. Well, you're not going to have an imperm on Resolution because they already cleared your board, and then they do a 1-card access code that attacks twice. So ban that card. Circular is fine. Gamma is a absolutely wonderful hit. Being punished for playing hand traps that are meant to counter the insane decks that Konami prints is not healthy. Like, being scared to ash your opponent's prosperity or bike or like drolling, like Gamma was so good that even after droll, Super Heavy could end on Baguska or Baron. But I mean, why punish players for playing the outs that they should play to decks that without hand traps they're unbeatable? It's so freaking weird, and I'm so happy for Gamma. Dangalong, granted, I wasn't around when Dangalong was legal. I got back into the game when Dangalong was already banned. So my only experience with Dangalong currently is the fact that I've played some Sword Soul in the last few days. Not me personally, I played against Sword Soul. Look at the hashtags. Oh, you can't see it because of my camera. This is so funny. They have like hashtags here. I don't know if you can see it. Hashtag number 89, Diablos is the Mind Hacker. Hashtag Kastira Risard. Hashtag Runic Fountain. Hashtag Spiral Quick Fix, and that's it. Those are the 4 hashtags. I guess they were trying to make them trending or something. So yeah, Gamma, good riddance. So Dangalong, from what I've seen, it's a very, very powerful card. I'm kind of scared of Sword Soul right now. Kind of scared of Sword Soul, to be honest. It's not it's not something that should be looked over, but we're going to have to see, because we're not really, we haven't had a tournament with this format. I just know that it's a very powerful card in today's meta. It's going to be powerful. You can do it in super heavy. You can do it obviously in sword soul. It has a lot of synergy. No doubt about it. So Danglong, my call right now is that it will last 1 or 2 formats and go back into the list. Go back to being man. Kashira Rise Heart is, I mean, obviously fuck this card in the ass, right? What? Yeah. 1 is such a good hit. Putting it to 1 is wonderful. I love it. I would have much rather seen like the Unicorn to 1, Fenrir to 1, Birth, Theosis, Field Spell, blah, blah, blah. Those are going to come, but they're going to come during the next ban list. It's not going to be this one. Similar to what they did with Tyr. First time they hit it like sort of like beat around the bush kind of deal. Even though now they hit a Kashira card first. But it's not like, you know. Thank you for the sub, the Crow 0029. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're watching, not subscribed, we're 49 people away from 10K. We're going to be opening this box. So please subscribe. Spread the love. It's free. Kashira Rise to 1, really good. Really hurts the grind game. It makes the end board, like together with banning Diablosis, it makes the end boards a bit awkward. Makes Nibiru good again. Makes Kaiju's good again. Ending on Rise Pass is super suboptimal. I think it's a weak board. But if you overextend, you're going to get nibbed. So, win-win. Everybody wins. Called by to 2? No, I don't think so. No. I'm really surprised. Okay, let's finish this list, and then we're going to talk about Shifter. Pearly Delicious Memory. Hilarious hit. I'm sorry if you just picked up a Pearly Core. But it's probably going to be good again in Duelist Nexus. It's getting more support. A new trap. It's going to be solid. So, you know. Guys, I don't think Branded Fusion to 1 is that bad. In fact, I have a video coming up of me beating Kashira with no Branded Fusion in my deck. No Branded Fusion in my deck. And no Gimmick Puppet Nightmare as well. So, you don't need it. So Delicious Memory basically prevents Plump from being such an insane card. I'm not super versed on Pearly, but I know that it's a very solid hit at this point. Nuturi Sacred Tree, it's kind of funny. I would have rather have them like hit Runic a little bit harder, because I don't really like Runic Fountain to 2. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but I think Tip should have been limited for sure. That's just my humble opinion. Runic Tip should have went to 1. But we're gonna be discussing that a little bit later. So it hinders Runic Naturia a little bit, like pretty significantly, I would say, because this card is now once per turn. So they had to hit it, of course. And yeah, Runic Naturia, on one hand, might be very hurt by this. But on the other hand, Runic is still alive and kicking. And one more thing before we go to semis is Dimension Shifter, which I'm on one hand disappointed that it's not here on this very limited list. Should have been here. This card sucks. It's got a chance to carry decks another format, which is unfortunate. But I'm not going to say I'm surprised because Konami. Herald of Orange Light to 2, who cares? Kashira Unicorn to 2 is a very fair slap on the wrist. Consistency hit. Doesn't do a whole lot. But it's going to be, again, another thing that kind of hurts the Kashira in the grind game. Lightning Storm to 2 is kind of hilarious, but it did make me kind of... It sort of kind of want to make me play Lightning Storm all of a sudden. I don't know what kind of placebo shit is this. But it's just so funny. It was like, Lightning Storm to 2. Yeah, maybe I should play Lightning Storm to 2 in the side deck now that I have 2 slots. It's kind of good, honestly. I think they figured out what the format looks like. Like, you know, if you're a Konami employee and you're working on the ban list, then you kind of have a vision of like, okay, so this is the draft of the ban list. What does the format look like after this ban list, right? So yeah, Lightning Storm is super good in this format. So they had to semi-limited. It's weird. I don't really know. Like, just play 2 Storm and Duster. Who cares? Runic Fountain to 2 does absolutely nothing. I know some people play it at 3. It doesn't really matter. You don't need more than 2. So it's a very, like, it's a hit so that people will say, oh, they hit Runic. They didn't hit Runic. Runic is gonna probably be one of the best 2 decks, some variation of Runic and Sprite. I don't know about Naturia. Could be Runic Kashtira for all we know. Is gonna be one of the best decks. I can sign it right now. Just weird. So you see them taking an OCG approach here in semi-limited things. We'll see. Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. Perfect. It's not going to do a lot. It's very fun in Striker. It's getting an alternate art. It's about time. Nobody cares. Nobody's playing Striker. Bring it back. There's no Mystic Mind. It doesn't matter. It might see some play in... If they would have released Harp Horror to 1 alongside with Engage to 2, chef's kiss. But they didn't. Maybe next time. It's getting an alternate art. It's getting a 25th century secret rare. Good timing. Striker is super fun right now. Love this for the format. Sprite Starter 2. Again, another slap on the wrist for Sprite. It already got hit once with Elf, which is not a Sprite card in my opinion, but it already got hit. If you think about Runic Sprite, like Joshua Schmidt's Runic Sprite, it did not include Sprite Elf. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was after the Elf ban. It played 1 starter, 2 fountain. Right? It's probably going to be the best deck again. And then Blackwing Steam the Cloak, Gen X Ally Birdman. I wonder if anybody's going to break this. I don't think so. Samsara Lotus going from 0 to 3 is very interesting. I'm not aware of what exactly the FTK that this card was involved in comprised of, but I'm sure it doesn't matter if that this card is a 3. It doesn't seem like, from reading it, it doesn't seem like it's good for anything, so I don't know. Spiral, Quick Fix, who cares? Recital Starling, have fun. Draco Face Off, sure. Multi-roll to 3, absolutely amazing. This is the ban list. Thoughts, chat. What are your thoughts? What is the best deck? What is the best deck? Based off of this list. Branded. Still Cash. Labyrinth. No hits to Labyrinth, by the way. Cash and Sprite. Probably Sprite or Cash. Cash. How many more formats will Branded survive? It doesn't need to die. It doesn't need to die. Runic Castra. Cash and Runic. We are the best deck. Yeah. So, super interesting. I think, if you haven't watched my video, do that later. But we are going to go ahead and check out. Maybe I can just go into Tier Maker. Let's go straight to the list. It was deck tier list. Yeah. If you haven't watched the video and wanna hear me talk about a few of these decks, like the way I structured it, go ahead and do that. It's up on the channel. Thank you, Kogarama Samaru. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it so much. So I made this list. I recorded the video and made this list on, I think it was Sunday. I woke up really early in the morning and wanted to record a lot of videos for the new ban list. So it basically, I made this video and made this list before I got a chance to play any games in the new format. So for example, things that happened since then was I played versus Sword Soul with Denglong, for example. Another thing that happened was that Rika ended up taking top 4 at the UK with Jessica Robinson. Sure. I mean, she's already topped before with Rika when the deck wasn't like, it's always going to be like a sleeper maybe in the hands of a good pilot. So I kind of, Jesus. So I kind of did it sort of blind. But I think it's not that different from what I think it is. I think that, you know, I named this the best deck TM because I think Kastura has a very solid chance still to be the best deck. And I think there's always the best deck. In most formats, there is the best deck. And there's no way to, like, you know, play around it. It's just the best deck. I think realistically, let's start from the bottom to the top. I think Scarecrow as a deck, and this is not an engine tier list, it's a deck tier list. It's not like up to par at this point as a deck. It's very like, so let me tell you what it ends on, by the way. It ends on a Baron, Therian Regulus, and a Palooza for 3 with like 3 or 4 cards in hand, depending on what you draw. Those could be hand traps, obviously. I played Going Second Striker against this deck. It was a very small sample size. It's not like a, you know, it's not that I'm trashing on this board, but it's a solid board. It's a solid board, and it's very similar to, it's not like a lot better than a Tri-Brigade end board. Okay? It's not a lot better than that. So, unfortunately, it's definitely, I think MathMech does have potential. I can't say that MathMech is rogue at best at this point, I think. What do you guys think? I think it's not fair to say that MathMech is rogue. I think it might be wrong. I think they could still, it's much more fragile. It's definitely not a top contender as it was, but I don't know. I think that this is fine, I think. This is fine. Maybe because Runic hasn't been hit. Maybe Rogue is not the right description for this tier, but you know, it's like the worst. It's like not meta contender. It's just not meta contender. Probably, right? Just not. Scarecrow might be better than Traptrix even as a deck. I don't think it didn't get hit, but it's just like not, I don't think it's ever been like a very good deck. It's been like very solid. It's a very good locals deck. It's an extremely good budget deck. But, you know, it's not. I don't know. I can see a world where Going Second Pearly is meta. Possibly. I think right now it's obviously too early to tell, but I do want to make a little bit of adjustments based on the few days that I've been testing and just like apologize to, you know, just apologize. Not really, but like, you know what I mean? Just like correct the things that I looked at the video. I'm like, maybe that's not entirely correct. But I think like right now, until this is solved, until the right version comes along, this is not a meta contender as a deck. Because honestly, let me tell you, Pearly at full power didn't have a lot of accomplishments. It does not have the accomplishments that Branded has, Labyrinth has, even Sprite in this format, Kalshira, you know, MathMech. This was not, I mean, it doesn't have the accomplishments to show for. Circular might even be better than Sword Soul, but I think Striker is around here, and Rika is going to be, not Strike, like Striker is maybe it's going to be something like this for the good potential. Good potential means that I see the potential in this. Somebody can come up like Jessica Robinson and top 4 UK Nats with Rika. Because nobody fucking knows what the deck does. after 11 years that this deck has been out? What the hell does it do? Nobody knows. It just stands on cards. Jesus. I think Striker, it maybe is not even fair. It maybe like Striker is at the bottom of this potential list, right? We'll have to see. I want to be wrong, right? I definitely want to be wrong, but I'm not sure I'm going to be. I mean, what do you mean? Grim. It's Moye is second best and has good potential. I said the thing about Moye and the thing about Sword Soul in general, I just want the things that I have seen from Sword Soul up until now with Denglong. I had a very small sample size, but it was very good. It was very scary. But I'm personally biased. I want to play this at locals. Focus, damn you. Yes. So I think this is good for good potential. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the two bottom tiers here? I don't think Sword Soul is trash. I don't think that's correct. Rika and Sword Soul could be higher. So maybe Rika is here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's like this. Because I might be like on one hand. So Grim came in here. He's like, yo, I just made a video about Sword Soul and Denglong is fucking broken. Right, Grim? Put some respect. I'm trying to put some respect on Moye's name. This is why I'm respecting it and not putting it at non-meta contender. I think this is fine. I think I like this. But it's not like trash. These all have potential. Why do they have potential? Because the format hasn't even started yet. So we got to give it some time and we got to guess a little bit. Rika, I think, is better than Mathmech right now. Possibly. I think that my thoughts on Rika is that it takes a really, really good pilot to sneak in one Rika deck into a top 32 or top 64, like one singular Rika deck, and it's not enough. I think Mathmech is gonna maybe Mathmech is gonna find solutions. Like the Mathmech engine is strong. Alan Bershin is like a generic rank 4. Maybe like things will come up that we're not expecting yet. I'm thinking I'm good on the potential, on the good potential list. I think I'm fine with that. I'm gonna live with that. Here though, I think some things need to change here for sure. I think it just might be like this. I don't have a version of Sprite and Runic together, so you're gonna have to imagine that there's like some sort of like a fade in and out of this between these two. Wait, I'm getting a message from the Hungarian national champ here, guys. Wait a minute. What about Gold Pride Punk? I don't know. I don't think it's a thing. It's kind of trash. What do you think about Drytron? I don't think it's even on this list. It could be not a meta contender. You can put it right next to Sarah, unfortunately. Like it got another orange light. So what? So what? So for the top contenders, so the top contenders, I think they're going to be, again, we don't really know yet. We don't really know. The format hasn't really started. I've been seeing Bestial Control topping events. I really haven't seen it topping events pretty consistently. No, I don't think so. Like, it's lost Gamma now, which is a hit to the deck. Unfortunately, like, it's been basically at full power, but it didn't show results. So now, like, with the best decks, I don't think it's gonna top. It's not gonna top anything that it's gonna sneak some wins, but maybe Assault Synchron. Okay, Assault Synchron is coming out in like a few weeks. Okay, it will possibly be here with Assault if somebody builds it correctly, and it's going to be a good, like, explored enough deck. It's probably going to be here, but up until then, I don't know. For the top contenders, I think they're all going to be pretty close. Runic and Sprite are probably going to be a very good deck. Like, Runic, let's call it Runic Sprite. I don't think Sprite is going to play pure exactly. But again, it's also getting Assault Synchron, technically, right? Assault Synchron is also a level 2, so who knows? These decks, and also Labyrinth, were not affected by the Banlist. Just, especially if you combine these two. If you're talking about Runic Sprite, it has not been hit. Labyrinth, I played a lot of Labyrinth. It doesn't usually end up in a pointer. I mean, they would just debury you. So I don't know. But I think overall, Branded, on one hand, has a lot of weaknesses. It's probably a little bit worse than Labyrinth and Sprite Runic. But we've seen these two together in the same format. We haven't seen these two together in the same format. Like Runic Tier, Runic Sprite, and Branded haven't really coexisted at the same power level in the same format. So last time this was a deck, it was pre-Cyberstorm Access, which is not the best final version of Branded. So maybe there could be some stuff, like, you know, put up a Dragoon. Maybe it's good. Can't target it. Thank you for the sub, Billy G. And then Kashtira. What do you guys think about that? It's probably better, right? It feels a lot better like this. I think it makes sense. I think, like, overall, something like this. It's pretty, like, for now, it's pretty balanced. I think the hits that Kashtira took were not something to be looked at, lightly. I think these were substantial hits to Kashtira, and it definitely hurts Kashtira in its best deck place. It's not like a small hit, so we're gonna have to see. We will see which one of these prevails at the end. Maybe one of them, we got Euros, and we're gonna have some Nationals next weekend, not this weekend, that might change up the things that are here. We can't really know, so we're just guesstimating. And again, I played some of these decks in the new format, but not all of them. I don't know. Assault Synchron is coming. Maybe it's gonna change some stuff for Dragon Link or for dragons in general. Yeah, so this is the list. We're gonna be getting to our next segment, and before we do that, we're gonna be talking to the Hungarian national champion, Matt. So you guys gotta show some love in chat because he's the GOAT, and he's another member of the Branded Goats that gave us a lot of things to be proud of during this beautiful national season. Like 3 national wins for Branded. Amazing. We love to see it. So we're going to be having him on in a few minutes and show him some love in the chat. And before we get on with that, we are 45 subscribers away from 10K. So if you are here in the chat and you're not subscribed, let's get to 10K. Leave a thumbs up on the stream, subscribe, it's totally free. It really helps. We're going to get to open a beautiful box because right now, it doesn't seem like we're going to be opening a box this week. Next week for sure, but this week, if you guys want it, you got to be sharing the stream and telling your grandma, hey, subscribe to this, handsome YouTuber. If you want to get better at Branded and Yu-Gi-Oh! Grandma. So we're going to be talking to Matt. I'm going to be opening his list on DB. Oppa, look at that. I know some of these cards. I do know some of these cards. Definitely do. I mean, Europe and Branded is a match made in heaven. Let's get him on the line. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Gonzo. Hello, YouTube.
Hello. Look at this guy. He's a natural. How's it going, man?
I'm very fine, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations. Your name is Matt, so I can call you Matt?
Yeah, Matt is fine. Matt is perfect.
Matt is
Thank
great.
You very much.
So, first of all, we're live on YouTube right now. So, of course, the chat is showing a lot of love. Chat is showing a lot of love right now. So we love to see it. And a lot of subscribers too. So thank you everybody for subscribing. Matt, first of all, congratulations. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels insane, to be honest. I haven't been playing this game for very long. So when I won, it felt like a dream. I was in shock. I still kind of am. So yeah, it was insane.
Well, first of all, congratulations again. Beautiful. How long have you been playing?
I have been playing the TCG for about 10 months at this point.
Whoo, baby!
Yeah, I have played online in 2015 or so, but most of the mechanics were new to me when I restarted, when Master Duel came out or around that.
Damn. Well, good job. How did you manage to go from... We're going to talk about the local scene in Hungary.
Yeah.
It's probably similar to, I come from a smaller country than Hungary, so I can imagine that it's relatively small, but not that small. But we're going to talk about that. How did you manage to take, 10 months of playing the TCG? Because the TCG, besides being a card game, it's also a physical experience, right? You're in a physical place with a person. You have to sit down and play for long hours, keep concentration, pressure, stuff like that. How did you manage to do that?
Well, actually, something that not a lot of people know about me is I'm actually not Hungarian, I'm Slovak. So I live in Slovakia.
Okay.
And in Slovakia, the scene is non-existent pretty much. So I do have to go to Hungary every time I want to play.
Wow.
Even for locals.
No way. Thankfully, so you go for locals?
Yeah, I do. Thankfully, I live in a border city, so the closest locals is about a 1.5 hour drive away. So it's not too big of a deal.
Solid. So you're also the Slovak national champ?
Well, I don't know if there's a national championship in Slovakia, but if not, then I guess I am.
Awesome. So how did you prepare? So if your locals is an hour and a half away in another country, right?
Yes.
And you were still able to win. How many people were playing in the nationals?
It was 143 people, I believe.
All right.
So it was a pretty big. It definitely was my biggest event.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been to an event this big before. It was insane. It was really good. It was a good experience. I was very tired, but it was really nice.
You did it all in one day?
Yeah, it was 12 rounds in one day, so it was pretty tiring.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah. Also, the locals that I go to, it's in Budapest, the capital city.
Yeah.
So I think Budapest has the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh community in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Budapest or Debrecen, the city that held the nationals. But I think it's Budapest. So we usually have 6 round locals, so it's pretty big.
That's nice.
So it was definitely good for practice, but I did most of my practice online, sadly, because I couldn't always attend.
So how did you practice? Where did you practice?
I was mostly practicing on Dueling Book and doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega tournaments, playing with friends,
Nice.
remote dueling. That's pretty much it.
And so when you go to Hungary, do you? It's not the same language, right?
I am technically, my nationality is Slovak, but I am Hungarian.
Got it. So you speak the language.
So it's my mother tongue. I speak it better than Slovak.
Awesome. So again, really good job. We love to see it. We're already like this is Matt is the third national champion who takes it all with branded, and all of them were in Europe as well. So something in the European waters or air is good for fusion summoning. But tell us a little bit about the tournament experience in general. We're going to talk about the deck. We're going to dive into like your decisions. I see a lot of familiar cards here. Seems like, relatively straightforward. We got some questions in the chat. So chat, ask questions if you have something to ask Matt about the list or the experience in general. But why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the tournament itself, like the matchups you saw, how was it in the top cut, how was it in the finals, all that.
So one very important thing that everyone can see in the decklist is that I cut the Dragoon package last minute, so it was the very same day that I played. And it was because I kind of know a lot of good players, and I thought I knew what they were going to play. So I didn't really respect Kashtira as much, and it was a bad decision because after Branded, I believe Kashtira was the most represented deck, so it was definitely a misplay, cutting it, or a misjudgment. But
How many Kashtira did you see?
I only faced two. Actually, I faced the same guy in the Swiss finals and in the finals. He was the only one playing Kashtira, so
And did you win both
get
times?
kind of lucky. No, I got obliterated in the Swiss finals. I did win the finals though.
Got it.
So it was a pretty competitive event. It was mostly branded Kashtira, Labyrinth, Mathmech, a couple of super heavies, I believe. Only one person played purely, which was kind of surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so a lot of really good players switched to Kashtira last minute, and I wasn't prepared for that, sadly.
Yeah.
So that's why the deck looks like it is.
I can share. First of all, we have some similarities in the deck list, but I can also share that I also decided to cut Dragoon kind of last minute before the tournament. And sort of like same thing happened to me. I got obliterated in Swiss by Kashtira, and I'm actually thankful that I never saw Kashtira again in the tournament, because that might have not been a national champion anymore. But I was also like, I was considering like, the break in the deck and, the extra deck slot. I was testing a lot of, Dragoon in the side, maybe just like the package in the side. But eventually like ended up cutting it. Round 3 or round 2, faced Kashtira, got smoked 2-0, fastest 2-0 in my life. And I was like, I'm not winning this event. Like I'm not ready. Like my deck is not ready for this, hopefully. Thankfully it worked out. But I can share your despair over
we
Dragoon.
can relate. Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So how was the top cut experience like? How did it evolve from, round to round?
First of all, I wanted to achieve top 32 because of the sleeves, because they were really nice sleeves.
Yeah,
so
the playmat too.
Expectation.
Awesome.
Yeah, the playmat is nice as well.
Yeah.
So when I made it to top 16, which was the top cut, I finished 6th in Swiss. It was already way over my expectations, so I was already very happy. I usually get very anxious playing the game, which is something I'm trying to actively counter whenever I'm playing, but it's just how I am.
Yeah.
The judges asked me whether I wanted to play on the stream table, the finals, and I said I'd rather not. Because I fear that I'm going to choke under pressure under the live stream.
Yeah.
Of course, after the top cut, I didn't really have a chance anymore because I was playing in the finals, so I had to deal with it. it was a really nice experience. The top 16 was very chill. Everyone was already packing their things up. Our friends were buying us pizza and coffee to basically stay
Yeah.
awake. So
Nice.
shout outs to everyone who helped. It was really nice. In top 16 I faced a Trap Tricks player who made it, who just made it into the top 16, I believe. Uh, I don't think Trap Tricks is a really good deck, so I did win 2-0 despite losing the dice roll.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I lost 10 dice rolls out of the 12 rounds, so I lost every single dice roll in Swiss.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I did have to fight an uphill battle all day, so I was really glad that I didn't main the puppet package because that wouldn't have worked out too well.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, so in the top 8 round, I played against MathMech again. Actually, no, this time I won the dice roll, first dice roll of the day that I won. It was
At like
also
9
a very
p.m.
quick match. Yeah, at 9 or 10 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
We started at 11 a.m. So yeah, I did draw everything I needed to out his board, so it was not a hard match, thankfully. My hardest matchup was definitely the semifinals against my very good friend Kurutz Milan, who also helped me build a deck. So we played in the finals, semifinals.
What did he play?
He was playing branded as well.
Whew. This
I do think
format, I gotta tell you guys, the mirror match is insane. It's like a tier elements mirror at this point.
Yeah, it was very hard on the brain. Also, I do think he is probably the best branded player in Hungary. So shout outs to him.
Shout out.
Shout outs to for helping me. He did main the puppet package and he lost the dice roll, so that was my second dice roll that I won, and that probably helped a lot in beating him.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the finals, I faced the Kastira player again that I heavily lost to in Swiss, and he won the dice roll. So I was saying to myself, "Hey, at least I get a Nintendo Switch as a second place prize. That's cool."
Yeah.
But we both bricked pretty hard game one, so it was
Mm.
6 turns of passing basically. I didn't
Wow.
manage to. That was the only. As you can see, I play two bestials. I do play an extra Magnamut in the main,
Yeah.
which is unusual in this format. And against Kashtira, it was the only time that I drew bestials, but then I drew two, so I didn't really like them. I was expecting a lot of branded and Mathmag.
Yeah. Sure.
But they did end up pushing the damage because we both brigged, so that was good. In game 2, I opened Imperm and Ash, but he had the cross out for the Ash. Imperm didn't really hurt his board too much, and he also opened Talents, so he ripped my Branded Fusion from the hand, so I couldn't do anything. Game 2. In game 3, I started finally, and I got shifted and made a Dragostapelia under shifter.
Yeah.
But I did make a misplay, so when he summoned Unicorn, he already had a Scarecrow Kashtira on board, and he summoned Unicorn. I should have immediately used the Pelia effect, so he couldn't make any rank 7 plays, but I didn't. I waited for the effect.
Mm.
But he also misplayed, and he used the effect and he didn't go into rank 7, which ultimately lost him the game. So if he waited there with the effect or didn't use the effect and instead went for a Zeus play or a Shangri play, I could have probably lost the game.
Wow. That's insane. How is it like coming to you? You talked about being anxious a little bit. I can share the same feeling. Especially in Swiss, in big tournaments, like maybe you can relate to that as well. You talked about it like, yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, I got a Nintendo Switch out of it. So, me personally, I'm not like a hyper competitive, I'm not Joshua Schmidt. So when I top, especially like in the nationals, I'm like, okay, this is the first step. I'm already like in. Now we just gotta, play some Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a local from now on.
Yeah, absolutely. I can relate to that.
Yeah, just to ease off the pressure. And of course, like finals is a bit different because besides like stream or no stream, it's still like everybody in the venue is watching you, even if it's like
definitely
10, 15 people left because it's like 12 a.m., right? But it's still like a lot of people watching you. But I think at that point, I was like so exhausted that I was like, I mean, I'm in the finals. That's fine. And I ended up taking it after like misplaying. We were both like tired, bricking, whatever. The decks were
Yeah,
not
yeah,
cooperating anymore. They were like, I want to go home. But eventually, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can totally relate to that. Um,
yeah. I can absolutely relate to that.
so awesome job. What was it? What was going through your head when you were going to the finals? You were, sitting down against the player who smoked you in Swiss, and
Yes.
you lose the die roll. What goes on through your head? Like,
Yeah,
how do
as
you
I said,
prepare yourself mentally for this kind of match?
I was honestly ready to take home the second place trophy and all because Kashtira is obviously a bad matchup for the deck. The way I played it, I didn't play Super Poly, I didn't play Dragoon, I didn't even main the Nibirus. I mained one, but that was just an interesting thing that I added last minute. So I wasn't really prepared for Kashtira, and also the guy that I faced is a really good player, multiple YCSs. He is definitely top 3 in the country. So I
Not anymore.
did well. Technically, he still is. One championship doesn't prove
Yeah, that's it.
e- everything. So, but I gave myself like a 2% chance of winning the match. So it just worked out, which is something I'm very grateful for. It was a good match. So yeah,
Awesome.
basically.
So let's talk a little bit about the deck list, and then we're going to answer some questions from chat. We got a few questions from chat, and they're all already eager to ask. So you're
Okay.
going to get your answers. But first of all, let's talk about. So you talked about the Magnamut, like the extra Magnamut for like mirrors, some math mech, stuff like that. How do you feel that performed at the end of the day?
I think it was the right meta call for the championship itself, but I never saw any of the bestials in 11 rounds, so it didn't really matter ultimately.
Yeah,
But I do think it was the right call to add at least one more in. My side was also very packed, so I couldn't really fit in more bestials.
yeah,
I I, I think it was a good choice. I
yeah,
just didn't really draw them.
yeah. Sometimes you have to like put into your deck something that makes you feel confident. For me, it was Super Poly, which
Yeah,
I only used in the semifinals. To be honest, only the semifinals. Never saw it before, but I was like, I'm super uncomfortable playing without it, so I'm just gonna put it in.
yeah, I did have Super Poly instead of the one Nibiru and the one Magnamut.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the morning of the nationals, where I just decided that I really need 2 more extra deck monsters, and I can't play the targets for it, so I cut it and put in the Magnamut and the one Nibiru, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have the Jewels, which of course, like we're all scared of Super Heavy Samurai. We have the Ash, and then we also have the
Yeah,
Imperms, the one Nibiru, 3 crossout, 2 talents. What do you think about how's the hand trap lineup and the crossout package and the talents in the tournament?
I th- I think the hand trap lineup was super solid. I think 3 Ash, 3 Imperm hurts everything. It's not a game stopping hand trap or a turn skipping hand trap, but it is really good against everything. Of course, both hand traps are really solid against the mirror match. I think it was solid. Droll was kind of good. I did play one super heavy where I drew it and it was a turn skip, so it was really good.
Yeah,
I do believe that I don't know. Maybe siding it would have been better because if well, not for me because I never won a dice roll, but if I theoretically win a dice roll, I can't really use it on my turn because it does shut down the Chimera play if you go for it.
true.
But it was good. It was all right. The one Nibiru was there because I really didn't want to play only 2 in the side because it's such a high impact hand trap that playing 2 kind of doesn't make sense because you really want to see it in the opening hand.
Yeah,
But I couldn't fit the third one to the side, so I just put it there as a extra crossout target. There are lines for branded that play more than 5 monsters, so why not have it there?
for sure. How was crossout in the tournament?
Oh, crossout was the MVP of the tournament,
Let's go.
definitely. It was
Such an
insane.
amazing card.
Yeah, it's the best card of the format. Not just in branded, I think Kashtira players played it as well. It was really clutch there. In the mirror, it was insane against my friend Milan. He actually I didn't use it in the mirror, he did, but it was insane for him. He at one point I had a set branded retribution, game one.
Oh no, he's
And the only
shotgun.
way
Oh my god.
in the draw phase he said crossout designator on the retribution because he couldn't have played through it.
Nuts.
Yeah, and in game two he did cross out one of my branded fusions as well, so it was really good for him in the mirror.
Sick. And I
Yeah,
think
it's a
that
good
the
card.
talents was something that I was also like testing a lot with 2 talents. I felt like it was super strong. Like getting the chance to rip the Ash Blossom from your because it's such a heavy hand trap format.
Yeah.
How did the talents feel?
It basically the thought process was that if I open both talents and I don't know, maybe a branded opening, I don't really care about draw, right? So I use the branded opening in the main phase. I get drawled after that, and then I use talents to rip an Ash or rip a starter or whatever.
Yeah.
So this did come up once, it was really good, but I used talents twice to take away a monster and go for OTK, so that was good as well.
No adlib in the main deck.
No, I feel like with Quem, you already get like 3 Mirror Jades in one turn. You don't really have to have a brick in your deck to go for the usual branded in the red line.
Hmm?
I feel like Quem just resurrects Mirror Jade a lot anyway. Also, Sanctifier can resurrect it. Rindbram's graveyard effect can get you to Mirror Jade, so
Yeah.
it's not a bad card. I think it's good to play it, but it's also good to cut it.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think a lot of people are starting to cut it, but maybe now then the next thing we're going to be talking about is Gimmick, Puppet, Nightmare, and Branded Expulsion, which only one of these survived the ban list. But very contentious cards. A lot of people are starting to like say, okay, Branded doesn't need it to win. And you also played it in the side. So what are
I
your
did
thoughts
play
about
these.
Gimmick, Puppet, Nightmare? Like going, sorry for cutting you off, but mainly like
That's okay.
going forward. How do you view the card in general, like the strategy in general?
I think it's still a valid strategy to play just the gimmick puppet for the because it's very easy to access, right? And with Sanctifier, it's still a game-winning deck. But I think it's definitely not necessary because if you resolve branded fusion, you just win the game most of the time. You can set up such crazy boards with such crazy follow-up that you don't really need to lock your opponent out of the game. I do think it's much weaker without expulsion. So I gimmick logged twice during the nationals, both times in Swiss, and both times I set up both the expulsion and the sanctifier, and I both times I only had to use the sanctifier effect, and I didn't
Yeah,
need to use the expulsion because they didn't draw the out.
yeah, it's true.
Now,
It's a good point.
now, now, if you just set up the sanctifier with the gimmick log, and they draw the bestial or the crow or the bell or the basically these three, your board will be very weak compared to what you could have done without this line. So it's pretty risky. If it turns out okay, it turns out really good. Because of course that wins you the game. But
Yeah,
it's way riskier now without a backup plan.
yeah, that makes sense. And we see some interesting things. Performa Pal 5 Rainbow Magician.
Yeah, it was just there for the super heavy matchup. It didn't come up. So I think it's a really good basically OTK against super heavy.
Yeah.
They have a couple ways to solve it, but
It's too easy to
usually it
access.
just
Like for
wins you.
branded, it's like extremely easy to
Yeah,
just like send it with branded fusion.
extremely.
It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think it was a good call. Didn't come up, but it just one card. So
And a few last things. Deep barrier for the crossout.
for the crossout package, I did side it in most of the times, going second
Yeah.
for the crossout. Never had to cross out it. I did draw in 4 times. I did draw it D1 of 4 times when I went second. So
That's
luck
funny.
was not really on my side with these.
No,
But
yeah,
I
you had to fight
did draw
uphill.
all the good hands. So I drew insane throughout the whole tournament.
And
Most
finally,
of the
like extra
tournament.
deck is like pretty standard, I think. Titanic Lad and Lulu. I think a lot of people are starting to question Lulu without Nadir Servant. What are your thoughts about
I
that?
I can see their point. I wanted to, actually, when I had Super Poly in the deck, so the morning of the Nationals, I didn't have Lulu and I didn't have Masquerade in the
Mm-hmm.
extra deck. And I replaced the Mudragon and the Garura with the Masquerade and the Lulu. Lulu won me the semifinals against my friend. We both had Lulu out. I had a 4500 Mirror Jade, so at that point it was really good.
Sheesh.
It would have really sucked if I cut it. But I do think it's a cuttable card still. It's not that great. The negate is very situational. It has a lot of steps to get to it. So yeah, basically. And also the Masquerade didn't really come up. I did have one draw against Labyrinth,
Mm.
and I could have probably won that game if I made a Caritis instead of a Masquerade. Because he went for a Chaos Angel that I could have outed with Caritis. He didn't have to activate anything for the Masquerade to burn, so Caritis would have probably won.
Yeah. Aquarius is
Also,
so
that
good.
Dragon could have probably won as well with the burn, so Masquerade was definitely not a good call.
So we went over the deck, the extra deck, the matchups. We're gonna take a few questions from chat, and we're gonna let you go. The first
Okay.
question was like no Dragoon. I think we kind of like mostly answered that. You would have probably like, kind of regretted it not playing Dragoon eventually.
I did kind of regret it, yes. Even though I only faced one Kashtira, one Labyrinth, it would have come in clutch both times. But
Yeah,
my thought process was that if I play against Kashtira with one Lubellion and one Dragoon, it won't really matter anyway, because they will just rip one or the other.
yeah.
And I didn't really have space for two of each at all, so
Thank God that card is gone. Um,
yes.
any tips for branded players?
Uh, draw the crossouts and the cold buy for Ash, and you are golden, basically. Resolve Branded Fusion.
Yeah, it's a
That's
good
the
tip.
best card in the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a question about Five Rainbow Magician. It didn't come up at all, but I think it's a very valid take. I probably, if I had mine on time, I didn't end up getting mine on time, but I think like eventually, if I had it, I probably would have played it. Thank God I didn't.
Mm.
But yeah, how do you feel about Nadir Servant over Crossout?
Uh, over Crossout, I don't think it's a good choice. Next to Crossout, however, I really wanted to play at least two Nadir servants. There are some sick lines with it. Nadir with Maximus is basically a one-card puppet lock, but I really didn't consider the puppet lock and Maximus. But just Nadir in itself, and probably a discard or two, gets you a lot of follow up. It can get you to both the Sanctifier Dragon and the Mirror Jade on your opponent's turn with just one Nadir and the discard. So it's a really good deck in my opinion, but I would never replace Crossouts.
Yeah,
Crossouts is
uh,
just too good.
it's too good. What do you think about Blue Eyes with branded Bestial? Do you have any thoughts
I
about
mean,
that?
it could probably be a fun local deck if
Mm-hmm.
you really like Blue Eyes. Go for it, man.
Yeah. Um, so last question before we wrap this up. This deck is not tournament legal anymore, unfortunately. But we
It is
are
not.
we are looking into the future. And yeah, I wanted you to maybe if you had a chance to think about it, share your thoughts a little bit about how do you like as a branded player, as a branded national champion, seeing like branded in the next format.
I definitely think Branded is in the top 5 decks now. I do believe Cash is still going to be the best deck going forward, but I think Sprite, Branded, and probably even Labyrinth are up there,
Yeah.
like slightly below Cash Tira. Decks like Manadium or the newly unleashed Striker could also be really good. People will have to kind of do their research on those. Regarding the deck itself, I don't think too much will change with the deck profiles. Probably the hand trap lineups. I
Yeah.
will probably not main Droll and Logbirds anymore because most of the decks were that Droll was good against were hit. Mm, I was thinking about adding more beast chills in the deck if Branded got too good, but Mathmech also got hit, so that's probably not the right call. I think Nibiru is going to be a really strong hand trap. I kind of wish I main 3 Nibiru in the Nationals, and I'm definitely going to try experimenting with that going forward. Also, regarding the engine, I don't think much will change. We're not going to play Expulsion, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think we're looking forward to another great format with Branded. The deck is still alive and basically at full
I
power.
agree.
So that's really exciting for all of us. Thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations. Any last shout outs before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I would like to shout out a bunch of people actually, if I can.
Go ahead, go nuts.
Thank you very much. I would like to shout out, of course, Kurutz Milan, who helped me build the deck, who practiced with me, who lost the dice against me so I can win. Thank you for all the tips. Also, shout outs to Peter Balázs, who kept me hydrated throughout the whole day. He had my water, and after every round, he came and told me to drink. That was a really good call. Shout out to Karpi Peter, who almost broke his leg trying to congratulate me. Shoutouts to the others, Szőlősi Márk, Rácskai András, Bölöni Bence. Everyone is just giving me constant advice with everything. Shoutouts to my boy Miguel. He's probably my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh player. He has such a good energy. Shoutouts to Kresnerich David. Basically everyone who helped me build a deck and gave me tips. Shoutouts to my fiance who kept listening through all my combos despite knowing very little about the game. I'm sorry. So shoutouts to all of these people.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Shoutouts to you also for carrying Branded to victory.
Well, you have the torch now. You have to carry it from now on. I'm done. I'm gonna play Sky Striker.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Again, congratulations. Beautiful achievement. We love to see it. Yeah, I'll see you around. We'll talk soon, hopefully.
Thank you very much for having me here. And
all right, man.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye, YouTube.
All right, guys. We are done with Matt. Thank you so much for Matt for coming. I think this is going to be a beautiful video and super fun as well. Hope you guys learned a few things, huh? Taking notes. And now we can continue to the next portion of the video. So guys, before we continue, we are 37 subscribers away from 10,000. If you ask me, I don't think we're opening the Rise of the Duelist box today, because we got about 30 minutes left for the stream. So hopefully we can get there. So if you guys want, of course, if you're here and you're not subscribed, then, you know, it's totally free. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh content, this is the channel to go to. So you know, subscribe, like the stream so that other people can see it. We're how many likes? We can get to 100 likes probably, right? And yeah. Before we continue, why is my chat green? That's so ugly. Before we continue, I did want to show you guys that. So if you guys missed out on the branded accessory package from Sleeve Chief, look at this deck box. So they're going to have a restock on Sunday. There's going to be a reminder on my Twitter as well and on YouTube community. So follow me there. But just in case you missed out, they're going to restock the entire branded package. Also, new dinosaur sleeves for the new dino support. That's pretty big. And a lot of new other restocks. And all, of course, with the discount code. So the affiliate link is in the description below. So you can check that out if you're looking to you know, finally get your hands on this. Look at this beautiful deck box. It's amazing. UCT and branded. Yes. So the next thing we want to do, I think, is maybe theorize a little bit about the deck. But before we're going to do that, you guys need to subscribe right now so we can open this beautiful vintage Rise of the Duelist first edition box. We can get to 10,000 subscribers. And I'm going to go pee. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. I want to make this for Aluber. I want an Aluber giant card. If Branded had a giant card, which it already has a few, which one would be the best? Thank you, Francisco. Thank you so much. No, I don't have. I only have Dark Magician. Also, what do you think about the new extra deck Lulu Synchro Monster? I think it's solid. It's definitely cuttable, like we talked about, but it's also definitely cuttable. It's not like a must. It's definitely good utility, I think. We're gonna dive deep into the brains right now. We're gonna dive deep into the brains. I'm not getting all the sub alerts. So Axel, thank you for subscribing. David, Milan, Jonas, Daniel, Billy G, everybody who subscribed on the stream, thank you so much. And again, please subscribe because I really want to open the box. Right. I think there are a few changes to be done with this list. I'm not 100% sure yet what. So I think I've been starting to kind of like theorize on the new format a little bit. You already saw my list, which is not this list. You've seen a different list. You saw a list with crossout. But honestly, like I do want to, duplicate this. Let's call it, we're technically in Wild Survivors format, right? We're going to clear out the side deck. And then we're going to be talking about like the best decks of the format and how we can build our decks to counter them or just, play around them, right? Oh my god, I hate this deck so much. Jesus. Sprite. Let's make it nice and colorful. Runic. And then we're also going to be adding here Sword Soul. Look at this. We got all the colors of the rainbow. What do you mean muted? You can't hear me? Hello, 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 hello. What the hell? Jesus. Who was it? Okay. So I think we're going to be looking at 5 additional decks, right? I already made a video on Wild Survivors, so you can check it out on the channel as well. Would you try 2 Quem if like the guy who topped at YCS Philly? Does anybody have a list? If you have the list for the YCS Philly branded list, so send it over on Discord and we can watch it. Even though it's not really relevant for the format, so yeah. I feel like it's a sin to cut Dragoon. It might be a sin. We'll see. We'll ask the priest. So in light, so let's, take out all the non-engine. Let's take out all the non-engine. There we go. Branded, thankfully, has a lot of engine, right? I think this is like, it's not even minimum engine. This would probably be more in the range of minimum engine. I mean, you could cut Mercurier, you could cut the Bestials, you could cut the Cartesia. I'm gonna go pretty straight here and leave us 12 non-engine slots. Okay? And a full side deck, obviously. We're gonna cut these 2, because these are also not mandatory, because we're not playing Super Poly. Is there a replacement for Bestial Lubellion? No, not really. It's not that it's irreplaceable, but there's nothing that does what it does. Nothing really does what Serenir does. Lubellion and Serenir as well. So let's look at these lists here, the decks that we have to beat here. So we can... I don't think Lubellion is cuttable. The best lines in the deck go for Lubellion. So if you start off with Quem and Fusion, Lubellion is really insane. It gets you Albion into the graveyard, and it gets you in a hand trap, like a hand trap negate. How can we, how is it cuttable? In my opinion, it is definitely not it's not an engine requirement, but I think it's so good. I personally think it's so good. Pancho, I don't know if you can send the list in chat, so if you can send it over to me on Discord, that will be lovely. The link is in the description. Guys, we're 32 people away. 32 people away, guys. Come on. Let's get it. Can we get a subscriber goal widget? Ew, that's disgusting. Wait, so let me adjust this for a second. There we go. But why is it 100? End goal. New goal. 10,000. Starting amount 9970. Start goal. Goal. And after it is 05/06/1/2023. What is this? What is this shit? Never mind. Yo, thank you bus driver. Whatever. Okay, let's get down into the biz. Okay, let's get down into the biz. Where is the Philly list? Anybody sent me the Philly list somewhere? Maybe on Discord? Maybe? No? I'm gonna have to search it for myself. Why do I have a chat even? We're 29. Why are you still on Foolish Burial? I think Foolish is a very good card overall for the deck, and it's much better than... it's basically a search, or it could be other things as well. It could get you a Serenir, it could get you, you know, a Lubellion. Joseline, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get it. Let's get the sub train going, guys. Oh, Pancho, send it over on Discord. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I think Foolish is good. I think Gold Sark is like meh a little bit sometimes. Where is YCS Philadelphia 2023 branded? All right.
What's up, guys? Nate here with one of the top 32 finalists at YCS Philadelphia. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Matt Pellets here.
And what were you playing?
Brandon.
Sick. Congrats on the top. Do you have any shout-outs or anything before we get into the list?
The group chat.
Congrats on the top.
Pretty standard.
Okay. 3 Aluber, 3 Albaz. 2
Club,
Cartesia.
and then the normal one of.
So is this not the guy?
I played Joel.
Because he plays only one Quem.
One of nonsense cards.
Oh, in general chat in Discord? Oh, there we go. It's a different guy. So let's watch both of them. Alright, so he's playing basically my list.
And then the card on this. Next
Oh, okay.
format.
He's playing Gamma.
Peace, Gamma.
Rest in peace. Poor people who had to like have this card banned mid format.
3 opening.
3 opening.
3 deployment.
Deployment.
3 fusion.
Fusion.
2 thrust. Broken. And then 1 of lost. Sark. Red. Silence. Ghost targets. And
Is he
then
playing duplication?
Expulsion. And the card that won me a lot of games this weekend.
Okay, he's got
So much for the card.
duplication.
It's insane.
There are many times, but
Yeah, when they asked your fusion, you set that off thrust, right?
yep. There are a few other games where I had just Cartesia and
I tested this. It didn't feel consistent enough. And it's definitely not better than Crossout, in my opinion. But again, for Crossout, you have to play Ash, and Ash
and loop 'em
has
keep
its
it on
own,
there.
like,
I
you
was gonna
know,
cut 'em
Them, or do you think you could have performed?
his own things. 2 Albion, 2 Mirror Jade.
Okay, thank God. I've seen people playing one of that, and I do not understand how they find success with it. I don't think they've read Unicorn or DO bows.
Yeah. I wish the extra deck was more than 15.
Yep.
And the one of ones. This card's insane.
Yeah, it's the same.
2 of this. Kinda need
2 Granguignol. I mean, we should all be so lucky to have the extra deck space to play so much.
Cartesia's a really good card. If you
He's not playing Dragoon, so,
And
you know.
on Duskia, Masquerade.
It's really good for the grind game, though.
And Clara, Dragos, Kelia.
Did you not play the Synchro?
No.
Really? Why not?
It doesn't do enough just on the Grand Guidos. Like if you have the Deer Servant, it's really good.
Yeah.
Then you can get the Mega Plus.
I agree.
Getting Clan and Cartesia in the rotation.
I'll watch both lists. I have Anthony here, no puppet.
So, but you'd be better than the.
Kurikara, Kaijus, 2 Magna, this and this. So this is like basically my side deck from Nationals, except for Kurikara. Okay, solid list. Okay. This is the interesting one, right? 2 Quem. I don't personally like 2 Quem. I think you have enough normal summons in the deck, even though you can get it out with like maybe he's playing the Deer Servant and this is why he's playing this, because you know he wants to summon this off of Lulu. But we'll see.
3 Fallen Alabaz, 2 Quem. I know that was one of the biggest things that a lot of people were surprised about in a lot of my matchups. They weren't ready for the second Quem after dealing with the first. Great Recursion just does way too much to not play 2 in my opinion.
You don't usually get to the second Quem even. Saturn, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Like, it doesn't come back from the graveyard. So, you know, that's true. Like, once you lose it, if you play 1 and you lose it, then you lose it for good, basically. Because there's no way, except for like Branded in red, to bring it back to the hand. Okay, I mean, it's fine. You can, with this lineup of 3-3-2-2, you can definitely brick and open Albaz, Quem, Aluber. No way to special summon any of them. And basically, it's 2 dead cards in hand. You can, of course, discard it, blah, blah, blah. But when I played more than one Quem, this is what I found out. This is what I really felt was like, right? You can bring it back with Sanctifier, but, you know, why would you bring it back, though? Just bring back an Albaz, bring back a Mirror Jade? I mean, are you going to bring back the Quem so that they can out it instead of just like bringing an Albaz that can fuse and take a monster and make, I don't know. You can special summon Quem with Graganiel, that's true. It's a Dogmatica monster.
2 Cartesia, 1 LB, 1 Tragedy, 1
Adlib,
one Kit.
and
So
Kit.
this is basically
No Mercurier.
the branded Albaz lineup. I didn't go with Mercurier. I decided to do Kit over Mercurier for the Ridbrum. This was a little better just because it worked with Iron Dash as well. That's it for the Fallen Out.
So basically, it serves 2 purposes. You can send it to summon Rinbrum, and you can also special summon it or add it to your hand. Yeah, no Bestials, no Mercurier so far.
Albaz and Lesbian monsters.
I mean, honestly, I considered cutting Bestials. It was a consideration that went through my head. I didn't end up doing it. Not for Nationals, not for the Regional too. But yeah.
Anything about that you would change?
I think it was fine. I felt like there was a lot of normal summons, but I definitely think it was okay. I bricked a couple.
See? What did he say?
I think it was fine. I felt like there was a lot of normal summons, but I definitely think
What did
it
he
was
say,
okay.
Chet?
Anything about that you would change?
I think it was fine. I felt like there was a lot of normal summons, but I definitely think it was okay.
He made top 32. It doesn't mean he didn't brick on normal summons. I think one Quem is a fine concession to make. It's not like, you know, game breaking to play 2. But it's just like
I bricked
more
a couple
normal
times. I've
summons.
seen too many normal summons. I only bricked 3 times throughout the entire event, but
Wait, where is this? Oh, so he
I think
did
it's
play
fine,
Dragoon.
more
Okay,
or less.
okay. He's
And
not
then
done
one
even.
acquisition, had to play it because of cash, of
So
course.
such a big
One and one
monster
access to
lineup.
Dragoon.
Yeah.
We'll get into the hand traps. I did 3 Droll, 2 Ogre, 2 Ash, and then we'll say we do the 3 Amperm. These are the only hand traps that I main boarded. I wanted to make sure that I had
This is a good lineup. I don't know if he's playing Crossout. I have a feeling that he is, but let's see.
access to as many options to be able to stop my opponent from playing the game, and then basically just try to OTK them the next turn. Kind of how most of my games went.
I was over in the main.
It's 6, 4. It's 10 hand traps. That's pretty solid. You're gonna see one of them probably.
main.
I actually didn't like Ogre that much. I think it would have been.
Yeah, I played 2 Ogre as well in Nationals, and don't think I ever resolved it.
Sidecar.
Super Heavy is high copium.
I think.
3,
Fusion
3,
stuff.
3, 1
Oh, yeah,
red.
2 cross
There we
out,
go.
1 call.
Here is the crossout. 2 crossout, 1 call by. That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of hands where you see a crossout and called by. So yeah, just like that. Thank you, Timothy. Sorry. Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty cool.
No, there was never no.
No
Bitcoin
lost,
without- oh, yeah,
but
3
retribution. I don't understand why you wouldn't play Lost. I don't really understand the logic behind that. Lost as a going second card is probably the single most broken card going second against any deck, against any board. It's not, that's the point. It's not win more. It is not, well, yeah, in some context, it could be a dead card. But think about this. You're going into a super heavy samurai board, or a Kastra board, or a Labyrinth board. Okay? They pass turn to you, they have an established board. You start off by activating Branded Lost. What happens next? What do you think happens after you just place Branded Lost on the field? I'm not dissing the guy for not playing Lost. I'm just trying to just like explain the logic behind why Lost is so good. Lost makes your opponent play bad, basically. it makes them make weird plays, because once you place Lost on the field, that's it. You have to out that Lost, otherwise you're not going to be able to respond for like 3 summons. Okay, so you have to like go out of your way, and if you don't, and your interruptions are activation negates, then you're screwed, because they can just normal summon Albaz into your Appaloosa or Baron and just take it away. Lost can be a dead card, but to be honest, if you're playing 3 Albaz and even deployment, Lost plus deployment is crazy. I think that his point about not playing Crossout is fair. I'm going to have to accept the fact that, sometimes it's a dead card. It's not a starter, it's not an extender, it's not nothing. But Retribution is like that as well, and he also played that. And I think Retribution provides less value.
Lost. Getting lost is nice, but
even though I would never not play Retribution because it's insane.
Bad to draw. Honestly, just would have been nice.
Okay, extra deck. Let's see. There's some copium here as well.
This a little bit more in this build.
Yeah. See what Diablosis does to players.
The fact that you are
makes them play Lubellion.
And you want to make sure that you have options for fusioning as many times as possible.
Sprint is such a good card. Sprint, guys, if you haven't seen my deck profile, Sprint is like, why is it so important to play? Because you're going to be summoning Albaz from the graveyard and fusing with your opponent's monsters a lot with Guam and Albion, that it makes every monster a target for Albaz, basically. Right? Any effect monster special summon this turn. Any. No matter, it could be plant, water, aqua, sea serpent, doesn't matter. So keep that in mind. And of course it has an on-field effect. So when you're summoning it, think about the zone that you place it in, because you're going to have to move it to another zone if you want to pop things.
Titanic Cloud, honestly, the biggest MVP of the entire weekend.
Yeah, Titanic Cloud is based.
It did everything. It fuses with a 2500, which is great, which works.
It can out a lot of things because it's unaffected for the turn. Would you stop playing Masquerade for Sprint? Why? Like, you have the extra deck for both. I don't think you need to stop playing Masquerade altogether. You could, though. I mean, Masquerade, I think, is more cuttable than Sprint at this point.
Very well against Cash. Because
I want to like Sprint more than I do. Well, just wait for the OTS Super.
With the field card, you are in a situation
I know what's your problem. Let's see if he's on 1. Okay, Quertus. Already like this guy. Quertus is one of the best cards ever.
I'll probably go over it as I keep going through. I don't think there was anything to replace Titanic. I think he was nuts. But we did the one Quateris, the one Dusk.
What's up with Americans not knowing how to pronounce Quertus? What's the problem there? Check this out.
Queritis.
Whom you seek.
What do you think about that?
Queritis.
Queritis.
Queritis. Ad libitum.
Hey, it's optional. Wait, so we can actually cut it since it's optional. That's great.
Ad libitum.
All right, cool. Good to know.
I did miss having 2. I've always played the deck having 2, and it was always nice having access to multiple because there are.
No, the DB grinder is nuts though, but he does. I think he does it on purpose. So they summon Grangoyle. This guy's nuts. I love this guy.
You want to send from your extra deck and your deck, honestly.
As an American, it was Galzu who taught me how to pronounce Queritus. Queritis.
For his effect, but I think that this.
Google built my deck. Ad libitum, optional.
One Dragostapelia.
One Dragostapelia. Dragostapelia is insanely cuttable. Insanely cuttable. It's like you're not gonna want to be caught without it, but
Iron Chimera.
Yeah, optional of
And then,
Despia.
of course, I
It's
played
very
Two
good.
Dragoon.
Okay.
It came up a couple times. It didn't come up
Okay,
as often
okay.
as I wanted it to. It did win me a game.
Yeah, Grand Guignol. Guys, what do you mean?
Grand Guignol.
No. From French. Oh, it's not like that. It's Grand Guignol.
Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol.
Guys, you have so much to learn.
I would probably, honestly, I'd probably cut it moving forward. I mean, obviously, Cash is going to be dead. This is only good against Cash. It was cute. I mean, there was one time where I did go into this over Mirror Jade because I had double hand trap and I was getting Cortesia back at end phase. So it was like you have to play through an Omni, Quem, Brandon in red, plus 2 hand traps. So it's like you're not really playing the game, and it worked out for me. But otherwise, I didn't really like it too much. I feel like it wasn't that great. Obviously, the Dark Magician's fine. It closed out games very well, honestly. But other than that, I probably would cut those and put up.
So my guy would cut Dragoon. This is good to know. This is good to know. Yeah, translations are good. Big Puppet the Dusk Dragon. Because he gets you to puppet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ecclesia, by the way.
Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. The Assembly of Athens known as Ecclesia. And Proskinian. Right? It's the... If you watched the movie Gladiator, then you know that the porch where Joaquin Phoenix sits at and does like this, it's called a Proskinian. But now we know that ad libitum is optional, which is really good.
Other stuff in there.
Because I didn't know if it was
Over the
optional
side
before
deck.
that.
So with 3DD Crow, this is where I basically cut the Bestials. This was great against everything, honestly.
Yeah, I thought about playing DD Crows before instead of Bestials, but the fact that it gives you a body, it came up in my top 8 match that I just went like Bestial beatdown over Mathmech. I didn't let them play basically, just killed them with Bestials. Because you get 3 Bestials almost game like that.
It's great against Super Heavy if I actually played one. It's great against Purely. The only thing it doesn't hit basically is Cash, but it hits everything else. It's really good against Lab. Every time they have the big lady on board.
There we go.
and they try to activate
Hunter
a normal
knows.
trap to chain, you just get rid of their Lab trap cards by chaining this. So you're stopping them from getting another card, and you're also stopping the Lab traps from recurring and getting them set on their own board. So this was actually really insane against the
Labyrinth,
matchup.
yeah, it's
I
good
played
versus
2 of them.
Labyrinth.
This card just
This was one of the reasons I wanted to play it.
3 Nib.
3
obviously,
Nib,
what
solid.
matchups I had,
3
but,
Santa, fine.
3 Cosmic.
3
0
Cosmic.
times, 'cause I-
Oof. Let me call the fact that he never resolved this card.
Gates, and then we have the 3 Deck Heavy. This should have been Eradicator. I cited this in 0 times because I played against no Super Heavy at all. And that was obviously a big thing for me because this was just kind of dead against everything else. And I expected to see more Super Heavy Samurai, honestly. And it's kind of good against Rogue. I thought about setting it against Mathmech, but I was like, I had better value and just keeping
Yo,
the
Tiago,
Nib
thank you so much for the sub.
and the DD Crow. because
Okay, so we looked at this list. What do you guys think about the list? I personally not sure that I love the decisions. It's overall not extremely different, right? He opted out of 4 cards. Okay, he opted out of 4 cards. Right? He didn't play this, he didn't play this, he didn't play this, he didn't play this. Mercurier is a brick. Saronir and Lubellion? No. There's no way. Because this deck is not as consistent as other decks. Okay? So what happens if you open a Bestial and Cartesia? What do you guys do? And you don't have any access to Branded Fusion. Those Bestials get you to Branded Fusion. The Lubellion gets you to Branded Lost on the field. So obviously, if I'm like, I'm not playing Lost, this card sucks. I'm not playing, then you're definitely not playing Lubellion because you don't need it. And if you're not playing Lubellion, you don't need Serenir. And if you're not playing Lost, you don't need the Mercurier because you don't need to search it. Right? This is the logic this guy went through, right? No, I don't want to play Mercurier, so I'm not going to play Lost because I don't need to search it. So I'm not going to play Lubellion because I don't need to place it on the field. So I'm not going to play Serenir because I don't have anything to search the Serenir with, so it's just a one-off. The logic is there. I personally think that the logic is there. I don't know. So now we are left with 24 cards that make up the branded Essential engine, right? We also don't have Dragus Tapelia because it's not essential. Masquerade, not essential. Sprint, essential because you need to fuse with Albaz. And you need to make this, it's a good target. This is a good out to a lot of things. I would say that if you want to have any follow-up, if you get into Beerud, you need to play Queritus. You definitely need one Granguignol. You definitely need this because it's just an insane card. Regardless if you're playing Puppet or not, this is now the better version of Praskinion. So if you did like what Praskinion does, this does it a little bit better because it's not only in the main phase, blah blah blah. Chimera, yeah, sure. So we have 4 extra deck slots, and we have 16 main deck slots. Right?
Titanic Cloud, honestly, the biggest MVP of the...
Shush. Thank you for subscribing. Dino. Guys, before we continue with the deck, we're gonna start looking at the deck right now and start building it. We have 22 subscribers until we hit 10K. So if you're not subscribed, once we hit that, we open a box right here on stream, a vintage box. So I really would appreciate if you can get me and get us to 10K because we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I appreciate that. Please subscribe. It's totally free. So now we gotta think. We have a lot of decisions to make. We're gonna add Mercurier. I'm gonna put it to the side. Lost. We're gonna put it to the side. Lubellion. Put it to the side. It will represent Bestials as a whole in the main deck. We're also gonna talk about Crossout. We're also gonna talk about Nadir. We're also going to talk about hand traps in general, so I'm just going to put Ash as an indication of hand traps. And then Dark Ruler to talk about border breakers. Okay. I'm going to also add the Dogmatica package, because why not? And then I'm going to add Lulu. And last card I'm going to add, this is going to be main deck and extra deck stuff. Yo, we're 20 away. Guys, we're 20 away. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. Let's get it. Let's get 20 more individuals to subscribe so we can get to 10K. If someone made a tier list of YouTubers, the prettiest eyes Galzo would be... Whoa. Holy crap. Thank you. Thrust? Yeah. Let's talk about duplication, I think, as a whole. Let's talk about Thrust as a package. So... Now, let's talk about this for a second. Let me, thank you for the sub, Captain Donnelly. Let me add a browser source. Add source. Browser source. And we're going to do this. Oh, no, it won't let us. It won't let us. No. Okay. It will not let us. And people are unsubscribing. You guys are animals. Okay. So we're just not going to have a tracker. That's it. It's not going to have a subscribers. Let's see if I can maybe have like a... It's like a counter? Maybe? Give me a minute because I do want to make it nice a little bit, right? You want to make it a little bit nice. Why does it say my sample goal? What the hell is this? Starting amount 9983. Yo, 01 06 2023. Start goal. Oh, sorry. It's 6-1. There we go. There we go. The hell do I put this? This is lovely. Could be nice and blue, right? All right, this is nice. 15 left, guys. 15. Mega Mortal. All right, we're almost there, guys. We're gonna open the box today. Guys. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay, so let's talk about the list a little bit. So let's talk about these three just to get them off here. I'm going to play Lost. Okay? I'm going to play Lost. I think Branded Lost is a really, really good board breaker. I mean, honestly, on its own, it wastes one negate as a going second card. I can understand. Let's add Super Volley now that we added Super Volley. I can understand why would you cut it, but I don't think it's the right call. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Mercurier, you have to play either that or Kit. I think we're gonna opt for playing Kit at least, right? Because otherwise we're just gonna run out of all of our slots. If we just add everything that we think is good, because I'm just gonna be biased towards it, right? I'm just gonna be biased towards it. Yeah, you know. Let me 1 second, because the counter is a little bit annoying. Let's see if I can get a live counter. Yo, Leonard, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much. I think it's working. The alerts are a bit late, but it's working overall. Realistically, I would want to play Bestials, but I think we can maybe test out if you're going for Puppet, which I think I'm just gonna try not to, specifically in this build, then you know you do need Mercurier because it's a part of the combo, because you open access to Cartesia or Quem, you need access to Mercurier because you need that negate. This is why I like it. On the other hand, I think in terms of engine, this is like the minimum viable engine. It's the least of the least. You could also say maybe you need to cut Albion. I don't think that's the case. Like, the engine is so good. So now we're left with, if we want to end up on 40, we're left on 11 non-engine slots. And we saw that a lot of people choose to play like 10 board breakers or 10 non-engine cards in Branded, right? So let's talk about Crossout. Is Crossout a must? What do you guys think? Is Crossout a must in this deck? My chat colors are going insane. Crossout, best card of all time. the best deck to use this card. Played 9 games, 9 of 8 got ashed. Yo, guys, you see, thank you for subscribing, ABC Def. You are seeing 87, but the real count is actually 9,991 subscribers. So we're 9 away from 10K. All right. So crossout, I think crossout is not necessarily good in every single format. It's not necessarily good in every single format. Do we think, the question is, chat, do we think Ash is going to be a main deck staple in all decks? Or like in top decks in the format? Like, are you going to come into, or even are you going to build your deck? We are building a deck right now. Do we think Ash is an impactful card regardless of crossout? Lucky JC, thank you for subscribing, dude. What do you think? Like, do we play Ash in this format? We got, you can see the decks right here. Do we play Ash against these decks? I'm saying, my tone, when I'm saying this, my tone conveys the fact that I don't think that we should play it, but I'm literally asking, genuinely, if you guys think we should play it. Because I'm being genuine right now. Yes, because of how branded is top tier 1 in every tier list right now. Don't think about tier lists. Ignore tier lists. Think about these decks. It's not about the tier list. Nadir is ugly, don't play it. It's not that ugly, to be honest. Not that bad. No need for Ash, Lucas says. No need for Ash. Brand is going to be a top deck, so yeah, Ash will be rampant, at least at first anyway. I personally think that we play at least 2 Ash Blossom. At least, if not even 3. I'm looking at this deck, I'm looking at this deck, I'm looking at this deck. This deck only has 2 starters now. I'm looking at this deck, and honestly, I'm looking at this deck as well. Here's another question for you guys. Do we play board breakers or hand traps this format? Considering the decks, like, you know, Sprite is not super impacted by hand traps, gotta say. Kastria may be a little bit more vulnerable, but not really, because their engine is not really hurt in any way. Labyrinth, set 5 pass, who cares? So maybe our approach is board breakers. Because you don't, like, now you don't have any crazy decks like Super Heavy Samurai, right? So you don't really need to stop any deck, you just need to break their board. So this board, you can break this with Super Poly because they end on Denglong and Chi Shao. You can just Super Poly that. This one is very, you know, you can play board breakers against this, obviously. This one too. It ends on negates, so hand traps won't do a lot of work, but board breakers do. Because just like a 1-for-1 hand trap isn't necessarily going to do a lot if your engine is like big as Branded's. So maybe you do play Nibiru, right? Maybe Nibiru is a card. It's probably good against Runic. Yeah, Noah Green, thank you for subscribing. My alerts have some delay. We're actually 7 subscribers away. So if you are new here and you're not subscribed yet, we're 7 away from 10K. So let's open that Rise of the Duelist box. Nibiru, I think, is pretty based. Do you think it's viable to play only 1 Cartesia and no Gimmick Puppet? Yes, that is a fair point. I do agree. if we're talking about minimum. Yeah. We're 6 away from 10K, by the way. 6 away. Super Poly might be a card, but think about this. Before we talk about Super Poly is not really good against anything that is not... Like, what does it do against Sprite? What does it do against Kastria now that there's no Diablosis? It's not that good versus Lab. It's fine. It's actually okay versus Labyrinth. Not gonna lie, it's actually okay. We're not gonna be talking about Gimmick now because it's just a 1-card add-on. You just add it and it's fine. You know, we don't need to build a deck around it currently. No, but do you Super Poly a Sprite board? How do you Super Poly a Sprite board? Maybe Garura as well. Eddie, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think Super Poly could be good to some extent. Maybe we'll start off with 2 Super Poly. And then what did we think about Thrust? We can use Thrust for fusion duplication, but we can also use it to get to board breakers. I'm not a huge fan of this card. What do you guys think? What do we think about this? We need to like decide on a strategy because I think Super Poly might feel a little bit worse at this format right now. Yeah, we're just putting the Gamma Seal there as a placeholder for a kaiju. For like generic kaijus. I think that honestly, if I had to pick in the next format, this is what I do. I'm thinking. I'm not sure specifically about Droll because I don't know how good it is against... Droll might actually be good to some extent because you're not really afraid of Gamma right now. Right? Droll could poop on sprites now that starter is at 2. I'm playing 3 Ash, 2 Cross, and 3 Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler could actually be a little bit sexy. But is it really that good into Runic Sprite? I guess like if you look at it at the same deck, it's probably not as good against Labyrinth, and that's basically it. Moonlit Chill, I don't know. I don't like playing like super low impact hand traps. But let's say if we played this, let's just say we played this just for argument's sake. What changes do we need to make here? And are we like are we sure we want crossout in the main right now? I'm not sure we're gonna address, like, Rika's getting strong. It means that, okay, so Dark Ruler is good, basically. I'm not gonna play Gold Sark because we're playing one more courier and it's not that consistent without it, to be honest. To be honest, it's not that consistent. Dark Ruler no more in the side. Dark Ruler no more in main doesn't seem optimal. Okay. Dark Ruler no more 3 is a bit much. Thank you, Luigi, for subscribing. Appreciate it so much. We are 5 away, actually, not 9 away. We're 5 subscribers away. So if you're here and you have not subscribed to the channel yet, you can help us open this Rise of the Duelist box as a 10K special. We have to choose either hand traps or board breakers. Do we have to choose? Do you think it should be like one singular strategy? Like either you go full board breakers or full hand traps? If we play Dark Ruler, we have to play Puppet. Why? Thank you, Giraffe. People have been showing some love. We're 4 away. We're 4 away, by the way. Just so you know, this is the live count. We're going to keep it here. Then we're going to peep at it. Ghost Bell can hit called by. It can. It can hit called by, but it cannot hit Ash. This is mainly for, I think, it's good against Runic. Definitely. But it might be a lot. Like it looks like a lot of hand traps for this format. Looks like a lot of hand traps. I kind of want to maybe play 2 Lightning Storm. I kind of maybe want to play 2 Lightning Storm in the main. It might be spicy. Might be spicy. What do you guys think about that? Like every board here loses to it, really. But Droll could be good. Like Droll kills all, like not, it doesn't kill any of these, sorry. It hurts most of them except Labyrinth. Labyrinth is a different strategy. Yo! Yo! Feather Duster with Thrust in the main. Interesting. Definitely. Draftite Rascon, thank you so much for subscribing. Consider maining Duster and 3 evenly. I'm not sure how I feel about evenly and branded. Like you have game every battle phase. Ha. Thank you. Duster in the main is tough. I like Duster in the main. I played it. Did I play it at Nationals? I really like the one Saki Duster in the main. Thank you, Teener G. Sounds like I said it in reverse. Are we at 10K already? Yo! Yo! Yeah. We did it, boys! All right, guys. We did it. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing. We're 10K. People are going to unsubscribe now to bring the number down, but, you know. Let's make this huge. And now say hi, Twitter. Say hi, Twitter, in the chat, so we can take a screenshot. No, you motherfucker! You assholes! No! I couldn't get the screenshot on time. You guys suck. You guys are animals. You guys are animals. To the person who unsubbed, you're gonna resub now and bring it up to 10K. So I can take a screenshot and leave this page. I don't want to see this page ever again. Yeah! Right, you assholes. You're a bunch of assholes, you know that? No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. Let's announce the opening on stream. That's pretty based. It's pretty based right now, guys. Yo, DM Draconic, thank you guys for subscribing. All right, we're gonna end the deck building portion of the deck here. We're gonna do more videos on the deck, of course, and we're gonna do more theorizing. Thank you for all the subs, guys. I owe you guys something. I do owe you guys something. You know what that is? Do you know what it is that I owe you guys? So, Rise of the Duelist released on, I think it was April 2020. 2 years, almost exactly, before the Albaz structure deck, which is very interesting. So this set came out 3 years ago. And this, if you don't know, this set is the first set that introduced the Albaz lore into the game. We need a little bit more contrast here. There we go. This looks good. And I purchased this box when I came back into the game. I just bought this box to have it sealed because I know this is such an iconic set. And it's always been like really, really fun to own this as a sealed product, as like memorabilia of like Albaz lore. But I think that overall, it's a really big moment for the channel that I'm super proud of. We worked really hard to make this happen, and we deserve it. We deserve to open the most iconic set of the branded lore ever, and it's better open than closed because I want to share the love and excitement with you guys. I might regret opening this box, but who cares? It's just money. This box is never going to be $10,000, so I don't really care. I invested a lot into this channel, and I want to share the love with you guys, and I want to enjoy this as well. I have never had the pleasure to open this while this was on the shelves, you know? I never opened this. James, love it, thank you. So I want to do this for myself. I want to open this, but I've never opened Rise of the Duelist. So this is probably like a $200, $250, maybe $300 box right here, but it's open. It's done. We're gonna be opening Rise of the Duelist right now because this is what I promised, and I'm definitely not regretting this. This is super fun. Rise of the Duelist, guys. Let's do this. There are a lot of really cool cards here. This is a super iconic set. it introduced some of the more insane archetypes into the game, and like Talents, Droplet. This is so much fun. So thank you guys for bringing me to this point. And 2023 is just starting. It's a really good year. Thank you, Spec Sheet. We're actually opening Rise of the Duelist First Edition. Holy crap. We need to be careful here. Look at these cards. Let's go. We have the Curse of Dragon. Oh! The OG. The Dogmatica Nexus at the center of the church. Dracoon Lamp. We got a lot of Gaia support here, obviously. We got Melfi's here as well. Super rare Melfi Caddy. Oh! Oh! Iconic. Iconic. We got some Infernobles. That's based. That's honestly really based. Oh, let me move my camera right here so I can read chat. Guess who got banned? Is this the Banlist special? Is this the Banlist special, guys? A lot of dead cards. This is a based archetype right here. I mean, yeah. This card is pretty good. Look at this beauty. One secret rare down, guys. And of course, it's an Albaz card. Could not have done it differently. Such a beautiful card. Holy crap. Dogmatica Nation. Spiral Discharge. Horrible name, hide and seek. No, Titanic Lad. This looks like a European box, by the way. I think. Maybe not, to be honest. I'm not even sure at this point. But this card is just gorgeous. Look at this. It's EU, right? Yeah. Definitely looks EU. Beautiful. How fun, how exciting is that? Opening Rise of the Duelist. I'm so happy we're getting a chance to open this. Such an iconic set. Oh, we got Megaliths here. Let's go. More Dark Lords. Captain Roland. And we got Joyous. The Infernoble Knight. Infernoble Arms. Also really beautiful. Beautiful foils. Punishment is a common. A lot of Melfi cards. It's crazy. Yeah, American Ultras looks really good. Ooh. Vespinato is actually really good. This is loaded with Melfis, eh? Theo, the Iron Punch. We got Gaia, the Magical Knight. Beautiful. Performapal Card Gardener, Linker Bell, Encounter. Like look at this story. Like it's the story, guys. It's amazing that it was super like chronological when they came out originally. This is so exciting. Guys, again, if you are new here, we passed 10K, but we would love to have you as subscribers. Astolfo, Curse of Dagon, the Cursed Dragon, Gelping Gaia, Red Potent. This is nuts. What the hell is this? Thank you, John. I appreciate it so much. What the hell is this? Also, do you happen to... Okay, Soldier Guy, the Fierce Knight. Look at the hollow. You happen to know if you're doing another run of the... Yes, I did mention it before. On Sunday, I'm going to have a notification on Twitter. So follow on Twitter. But Sleeve Chief is restocking the branded package. So you're going to have to, you know... It's going to be Sunday. And of course, Galzo 5. The Red Potent card was unhinged. Completely unhinged. So far, like, no Ultras. Oh, there's like Frightfur cards here too. Full Dark Lord. Edge Imp Scythe. It's based. That's an Ultra? It's kind of nice. Yu-Gi-Oh! Commander, thank you so much for the sub. This is great. This is great. It's grape. Hero of Cairo shit. Yo, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making it. Alright, guys. Thunderhand. Diameter. So weird that it came out here. Machina. Nurgle. And Speedroid Card Turbo. It's probably not a good one, but it looks amazing. Look at these cards, guys. They also smell pretty good. Not gonna lie. Fried for Jar, Nation, Based. Alright, unauthorized boot up device. Curse of Dragon, the Cursed Dragon, Red Potent, Drill Driver, and we got the Nemesis Keystone. Alright. Nemesis here. Elfie Tag, Junk Sleep, Hard Gardener, Hide and Seek. Based. We play Gaia, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we have to. At this point, we're gonna have to. Maybe we play Infernobles, though. Alright, Dune Support, Buffalo Dolphin, Nurgle, Lamp. Oh, we got the High Priest, Aiden the Enlightened, making his way into the chat. Playhouse, Jar. Very nice. Thank you, Commander. I appreciate it. Let's pull a Starlight. Yeah. Ecclesia would be, I mean, you know. Can't ask for too much, right? Ew. Redeemable Jar. Nice foil, though. A banned card. How funny is that? Like, how random, full circle. You pulled a Starlight Quem? Holy crap. Am I jealous of you, brother? I'm actually going to be keeping this box probably. And maybe a few packs as well. Just for like nostalgia purposes because I don't have it sealed anymore. We got the Mommy. We got the Theo. And we got Medulenica, the Deep Sea City. All right. It's treated as Umi, probably. Spiral Fusion. I've never pulled a Starlight in my life, by the way. I opened a lot of boxes. I never opened a Starlight. Theo, well, I got a playset of Diameters now. Too bad. Deck is dead. Time, Red Time, Reviver, Emitter. Okay, Konami, I see you. Wish Lulu had more utility because I pulled two. Well, you can play it in Dogmatica, or you can play it in Branded. Why not? Pulled the Starlight Kurakara. Holy crap! Everybody pulled a Starlight besides Galzo, right? That's the deal here. Performance Pal, Odd Eyes, Metal Claw. One Odd Eyes and one Performance Pal monster. It's broken. Oh! Titanic Led is really nice. It's a really nice pull so far. Not gonna lie, scream so loud. Yeah, I mean, I would too. I definitely would too. Yeah, so we got a lot of Dogmatica cards so far. Ogier, let's go. It's a good noble knight. Fear of Karashin, Scarecrow. I got like 1,100 Scarecrows. If you could decide a branded card, what would it be? It would be a Link 2 monster. Requires 2 monsters, including Spellcaster, Fairy, or Dragon. This card's Link summon is considered... Sorry. This card is always treated as a fusion monster. Once per turn quick effect, you can target one monster that mentions Fallen Valbaz that is either banished or in your graveyard, special summon it to your field in defense position. It's kind of busted. So a Link Quem that can also do it from the banished, but also maybe has another effect as well. Yeah, but the Link is always treated as a fusion monster. So when you summon it, it's a fusion monster. Thank you, Marcel, for subscribing. Galbean Gaia, Captain Roland, Indulge Your Dark Lord. Oh, baby! Back in the day, I mean, this card still like is original print. Holy crap. This is nice. Not gonna lie, this is pretty nice. Holy crap. Yo, we got Droplet and Titanic Land. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful card, honestly. Might have to upgrade now. Sleeve it. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice bounty over here. Oppa. Beautiful pulls. Very nice box. Probably wanted Albaz instead of the Titanica, but hey. Let's get an error box with a Starlight in it. Ooh, Tidings super rare. That is nice. Probably worth a few bucks. Thank you, Nemo, for subscribing. Yeah, this is a beautiful box. Really nice. We pulled an Albaz monster. I mean, we can't complain. It's still a Yu-Gi-Oh box, right? Got a lot of Dark Lord stuff as well. Revenge Rally. We still have 2 Ultras to pull. A lot of really nice, awesome commons here in the set. Couldn't you just have a Contact Fusion like Alba Lenidus? Maybe. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Dolphin Roland. Resavenger. Speedroid. Black and Gold. Alright. Going to make Bruxen jealous? No, come on. I'm not gonna, no. Thunderhand, Melfi Rabby, Spinato, Melfi Pony, and Raid Raptor Revolution Falcon Air Raid. There's actually Arsenal Falcon here that is probably worth a few bucks still. Sub and roll. Imagine there was a sprint, but it says 1+. Oh! It's kind of based, not going to lie. And an ultra rare Shadal Schism. It's kind of, I mean, the secret looks better, but this is a very good card. These ultras, they also don't they don't look exactly like the old ones. Look at the text here. They don't look like the new ones. If you look at the text, it's really like that, kind of. It looks really good. Like, these cards have amazing print quality. Like, this is pre-COVID Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it pre-COVID? It's like basically almost, because it was like a month after COVID this set was released. You can see the quality. It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. I'm really having fun here. Yeah, pre-COVID Yu-Gi-Oh! Jeez. Soldier Gaia. Right. Insane set. Yeah, this box in 2020, whew, make double what I paid for it. Are you considering any Domenica cards? Not really. I do want to test out maybe a few of them, but we'll see. I'm not sure how good they are. And we got Emperor Charles. This is good ahead of, I don't remember if this probably got a reprint in like OTS or something, but this is like, you know, original print pre, I don't know if you play this after Dune. That's a pretty good one, to be honest. Oh, it was August. Okay. So it's like beginning of COVID, but it's still like the print quality is really good. So it's like almost 3 years now. This is a good card, and this is also like $5. This is the only print of this card. This is a very nice pull. I forgot this was in here. Awesome. Oh, April was in Japan. Okay. So, you know. Right. Oh, the other Charles is MP22, 21. Right. Got it. All right, last pack magic, and we pull the Rogue Starlight. What do you guys say? 2 secrets and a Starlight. Would that be? Oh, we got an Arsenal Falcon. This is also like pretty expensive at this point, right? Nice. All right, I'm gonna need to. All right, keep this box in good condition because I wanna save this. Like, this is a memory, guys. This is a memory for the channel right now. These are the pulls. I'm really happy. Like, I didn't do this for the pulls. I did this for the nostalgia. And you can see like how nice it is to, I'm sorry about that. It has some marker on the sleeve, I think, but you know, just ignore it. This was a very expensive card back in the day, but it's like, it's a memory. And it's, I didn't do this for like, to pull like the good stuff, just like to go through like the feeling of opening this box for the first time, seeing this card and saying, this card is garbage. What the hell do you do with this card? And then 2 years later, this card is like, yeah, it summons Quem. What do you mean, what do you do with it? It summons Quem from the deck. And like, who's Quem? Not every day we hit 10K. And this is something special from me to you, and also back to me, because I really, like, you know, wanted to do this. Aya is here. Hello.
Congratulate you. Okay, what did you pull?
I pulled the Forbidden Droplet.
Not the Forbidden Droplet.
Yeah. And Titanicla, the Ash Dragon, which is an Albaz card.
How is the...
It was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was really nice. I mean, not every day you get to open. What I was saying to Chad before is that when this was released, I was not really playing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. So I never got, like, today I can just open a box, whatever I want, I can just buy it. But this was like out of my reach because I didn't play back then. So I didn't have the chance to like see those cards for the first time. And now I did. Even though it was obviously more valuable to keep it sealed, I don't really care because it was a really fun experience.
The real prize was the memories.
Exactly, guys.
And the friends.
And the friends.
On YouTube.
On YouTube that I made along the way.
Who was number 10,000? Oh?
I think it was... I'm not sure.
Come into chat and was like, I'm
not sure. I think it was like either Lost in the World or Yu-Gi-Oh! Commander.
When did you start playing?
I went back into the game in COVID, basically. So 2 years ago. Oh yeah, it's Ashendrache.
CV was 10.
CB was 10K. There we go. This is Aya. She's my partner in crime. She's my heterosexual life partner. Oh, CV, no way he was 10K. No, there's no way. He was here from the beginning. We're gonna wrap it up here. We opened Rise of the Duelist. We had a lot of fun. We hit 10K. Here's to another 10K. Here's to 20. We're gonna get there. I love you all so much. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and pushing it to 10K. And yeah, we have a lot to look forward to. We're going to have a great rest of 2023. And I will definitely see you in the next one once I figure out how I can actually end my stream. There we go. Yeah, love you guys so much. Subscribe. Peace.